Do you ever feel like the universe just kind of dropped you from the sky, dropped you on your head, and you're just flailing your arms aimlessly in life? It's like nobody gave us a rule book for life. Nothing to flip through, no instruction manual. We were just kind of put here to figure it out. And as other humans are born, we go along with what the humans before us told us to do, right? So oftentimes in life we hit snags or we question ourselves and, all kinds of stuff. But what I want to talk about in this video is feeling urgency with no clarity. So what I mean by this, do you feel like, maybe you do, maybe you don't, I felt this way pretty recently, where you have this urgency for change, to move, to do more in your life, but you just have no clarity. It's not that you can't decide, you're having analysis paralysis on decisions. It's you got nothing. You have no rule book, no guidebook, no clarity. Therefore, you feel like you're stuck in quicksand, that you can't move. This very stagnant, uncomfortable feeling. Now, urgency can be from a number of things. Number one, we're bored with some aspect in our life where we feel like we need a change. There's no, the passion is lacking somewhere. We feel like, we need to move, like we need a change of scenery, something like that, whether it's location, whether it's job or just something. Number two, or B, we're comparing ourselves to others. We can thank social media for this one because it shows us glimpses, little tiny fragments of people's lives where they post only accomplishments and good things, and we don't see the whole course of their life and that they're probably just as confused as everybody else. And C, it's like the universe is giving this universal nudge that we have, gives us this nudge that goes beyond just the physical, but nothing else, no other insight. And we're like, come on, universe, throw me a damn bone for once, And what happens? We get stuck in our brains and we dwell. For me, personally, I could literally sit and stare at a wall in my head, just frustrating, having like a fist fight with the mental chatter in my head saying, oh, Jen, you got to do something. You want to do something. And if it's not like this perfect answer that comes up, what happens? I'm still stuck in that quicksand. I can't get out of it. So maybe you can relate to this, maybe not. Maybe I'm just crazy. Probably not, because I think a lot of you out there go through the same kind of thing where you're just kind of like stuck in here. You're stuck in here, you're sitting, you're staring, and you're having all this drama and stuff play out in your head and all this frustration and fighting with your own thoughts. If you want clarity in your life, if you want answers, here is your remedy or some sort of answer. Survey says, number one, look out for escapism versus connected clarity. Often the two can become very intertwined, very confusing, very crossed in a sort of way. And, a lot of times when we're like, I need a change, I feel this urgency pop up within me. You have to look into that a little bit more and see, okay, is this my spirit nudging me, the universe actually nudging me, or is this my need to escape from something else in my life, or my need to fill a void in my life to some capacity? There can be a gray area here. Often those two things can become confusing, but you have to pay attention to it and kind of look deeper inside yourself and say, okay, what's the true deal here? Number two, clarity often comes when we're not looking for it. We all know this, right? When we're not looking for something, or when we're feeling very needy, neediness equals lack. So what do we get when we're feeling needy and reaching out? more lack, okay? We're getting more of the same that we're feeling inside. It's like the lost sock. When we're really looking for that lost sock in the laundry, we can't find it. And then once we forget about it, it just magically reappears out of nowhere. And we're like, wow, looks how that happened. So often when we're pushing too hard, it's coming from a place of lack and neediness. And, this goes for clarity. When we're starting to feel that resistance bubbling up inside of us and that frustration, what are we doing? We're cutting it off. We're cutting off our connection from the cosmic self, you could say. Number 3, here's a good one. We can become addicted to seeing synchronicities in life. So if you're like me, when you see synchronistic numbers or animals or something where you just feel connected, what do you feel? You feel really damn good. It's like an endorphin high, but we can get addicted to that feeling. And what happens? Our ego attaches to it and it says, ooh, I want more of this. So we kind of rely on that, or then we're trying to always see synchronicities. Do you notice that you're more likely to see synchronicities when you're not looking for them? It's like the lost sock again, right? What I was just talking about. But when you're looking for them, you often don't see them. There might be a reason for that. Number 4, you have to trust the divine timing of your own life, not of other people's lives, and realize that where you are right now is where you're supposed to be. And often we don't know the reasons for why we're not getting clarity or insights, or why we are where we are, why we're in this stuck period. But there's probably a lesson in there somewhere that we don't know yet, that will probably come later. So whenever you're saying trust the process, trust the divine timing, you really do have to, because time is an illusion. Time is an illusion, right? Even though we don't think that way, our brains don't think that way. We think in a very linear fashion. We have trouble comprehending that. We always go back to that time thing where it's like everything around me, time is just passing by, everybody is surpassing me and that kind of thing. But trust the divine timing of your own life and not other people's. And number 5, kind of what I just spoke about, nobody is surpassing you in life. That is a fabrication of your own mind. Because when you're thinking in terms of success or achievements, and you're going to constantly, your ego is going to constantly compare yourself to other people. That's what it does. It separates you from everybody else. So when you're seeing other people or you're seeing time go by, you're going to have this kind of freak out urgency mode a lot of times. But once you understand that you are where you are always supposed to be at all times, once you get that, that is when more insight and clarity may come to you. Because all those other times you're resisting your own thoughts, right? When you're fighting with your own thoughts, then you're closing yourself off from any kind of connection to your higher self or your spirit or the cosmos, right? So you have to understand that where you are now is right where you are supposed to be. Where you are at all times in your life is where you're supposed to be. Sometimes we don't know why we are where we are, but that's because the ego self or the more material physical self is always fighting with us and looking at time and looking at other people and thinking that everything is just passing by in this whirlwind, when really it's not. It's not. It's just how we think about it. So once you grasp that and you stop fighting with your thoughts, more clarity will just naturally, organically come to you. So when you're having a negative thought pop in or a thought of resistance, picture like a little thought bubble just floating by, and just let it float by, and then it just pops or something like that. I'm convinced that nobody has it all figured out. It's just impossible to know it all, to figure it all out. And anybody who claims to have it all figured out, we don't know why we're here necessarily, okay? And some of us are flailing our arms at times, but you have to understand that that's just the normal process of becoming, a normal process of transformation, of personal and spiritual growth, is to sometimes be stuck in the mud, is to sometimes flail our arms in protest because we don't know what the hell's going on. These are our natural primal instincts from when we were a baby, when we were a child. And then, we grow up and we want to always know. We want to always know. That's the thing. We want the facts. We want to play by the book. But there is no book. There is no book. And if there is a book, it's written by a human being who still doesn't know. They're just pretending to know, or they think they know, or nobody knows it all, okay? And you can't compare your life to other people's lives. So if you feel this nudge, if you feel this urgency right now, just honor that feeling, but don't resist it. Okay, no, I want to move. I want to do more. I'm feeling this bubbling up inside of me. Have patience. Realize that it will come at the right time. Just because you're feeling an urgency, take a look at that. It could be from something more than just your connection to your higher self. It could be need to escape or something like that. But it could be that, your life lesson right now is to feel that. And honor that, but not necessarily just jump into anything or be frustrated that you don't have it all figured out. Yes, sometimes we just need to move in any direction, but when you feel like you really can't, because you're just like stuck inside your brain, take a couple steps back and just sit with yourself, okay? Just feel that within your chest, within your being, and just try to understand it. Try to pick it apart. Be like, what is this urgency? What is it? Write it down, stuff like that. And if nothing's coming to you and you're not getting the clarity, realize that's okay. Okay? Because once you start to feel that irritation and that frustration, that's when you're pushing clarity farther away from you, because you're getting more into your human ego self, right? That's comparing yourself to other people, that feels like the world is passing you by, that other people are surpassing you in life. And those are all false, okay? That's the false illusionary self trying to sabotage you in a way, because I think we were just like placed here on our heads to like have this challenge in life of like the mental challenge of the mental mind, the human mind, versus who we really are, right? Who we came in as, a non-human form, basically, right? So anyway, I hope this video was helpful. Let me know in the comments below. I truly appreciate you watching and supporting this channel. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. I put out new videos every single week for you on all kinds of cool topics. And on that note, I will see you on the next video. Peace.